organisation. So
Right.
team members have smartphones, and the one-page
Okay.
profiles are on smartphones. And I didn't
Nice.
think I'd be seeing that, 10 years
Yeah,
ago.
yeah.
So people can, check in straight away about what matters to somebody before they arrive at their door, and
Yes.
have the visit to remind them of that. So I think technology will start to play a much, much bigger part, but I think, and I hope, that communities start to take leadership about how we support each other using things like person-centred planning, and I think community circles will be at the forefront of that.
Excellent. Yeah, no, I'm glad you brought the technology thing up, actually, because in the sort of stage where we're at now, I'm like, you don't just have to use just paper. There's so many other variety of things now that's out there that's just either much more easy to access, and it sparks somebody else's interest as well. Maybe the person you're looking after, only really is kind of like doesn't want to see stuff on a bit of paper and is more interested of having things, that's on like something like a computer screen or something that's, in his hand just looking at, as opposed to anything else. So it makes perfect sense. And you're right, I think technology is going to play like a much bigger part, if not already, that it has done. So I know that some places...
You can imagine people that you support, and again, how our language changes over time is interesting, moving from sort of looking after people to supporting, to working with people. You can imagine, I'm going to meet somebody for the first time and then saying, let me tell you a bit about myself, and getting their iPad out and clicking through some photos, and then the kind of information that we would have tended to expect to have seen in a person-centred plan. And as people start to recruit their own staff and their own teams, that will, I'd expect people to say, I want you to come to interview with your one-page profile, and I want to ask some questions of you about your one-page profile. And then we're already seeing organisations like Dimensions and other organisations taking that approach of using one-page profiles in recruiting staff. So exciting things ahead, I think. But fundamentally, it's remembering that person-centred planning is a way of structuring conversations and holding conversations that enable us to learn what really, really matters to people and how they want their life to be, and then what we can be doing to support people to live the life that they want.
Yeah, well said. Just would like to say very big thank you for coming onto my show. Now, obviously, people out there are going to be wondering where they can get in touch with you or find that. Just for everybody, if they want to check what your stuff is, I know you've got the website, but you're on Twitter as well, I believe.
I am. So I'm at Helen HSA UK for Twitter. The website, as you say, is the best place to go and look, and we have all of our information is freely downloadable there, and that's helensandersonassociates.co.uk, and then you can learn about e-learning or other things that you might find interesting. But thank you so much for having me on your show.
You're more than welcome.
Lovely talking to you.
Yeah, you're more than welcome. Thank you very much for that, Helen. So, moving on. It's nice to have Helen on there. Obviously, if anybody has any questions about any of the stuff we've been speaking about, or you may have an interest in person-centered planning, there'll be some stuff I can help you with. But for anything else, I can always ask, try and get in touch with Helen for any of your questions, or like Helen said, you can go straight to her. Obviously, email me at John Scott, that's with 2 T's, John Scott Ask, all as one, at gmail.com. That's John Scott Ask at gmail.com. Thank you for anybody that was listening to this podcast. Obviously, if you want to hear more of this kind of stuff, or it's something that you want, you'll be interested in the future, hit the subscribe button, and you will automatically get every episode. Every time one's dropped, you'll just kind of automatically be updated once you hit the subscribe button. Totally free, don't worry, nothing costs on this. We are available on various platforms. We're on most people, I'm guessing, will be listening to us on Spreaker, SoundCloud. We're on Podcast Addicts. We're even on YouTube, and we're going to soon be on iTunes. But you just have to wait a little while for iTunes, because my other podcasts that I do, I have another show completely separate from this one, but you do have to kind of have a certain amount of traffic and like a certain amount of episodes already pre-recorded to sort of publish on iTunes. But it will be available at some point as well. So if you want to check that out, please do. And like I said, lots of different platforms to listen to us on. Also, we're going to have a Facebook page made available soon as well. That's just going to be like under John Scott Ask, so you can go to that as well and check that out, and I'll have any sort of like future upcoming guests that I have on, or any particular subjects that we're going to cover. Obviously, like I said at the beginning of this podcast, this is something that is a show, a podcast for people out there that maybe maybe you've got certain things you want to find out, maybe you've got you're worried about things, because trust me, I know enough people just locally that maybe care for a loved one and they're not quite being given the correct information to find out these things. So like, feel free anytime to email the show, and I'll do my best to get that information back to you. If not, I'll try and get like certain people from organisations on the show, so I can literally ask these things. That's kind of why I titled this podcast John Scott Ask, is kind of like, it's a way for you guys to, let me know your questions, your concerns, and I will voice them for you. I have absolutely no problem with doing that. I'm kind of a bit of a chatterbox, I guess, to do this. I'm completely comfortable with asking those questions, whether it, anything at all, whether it's like financial worries around, a loved one or a friend, or maybe you yourself are being cared for and you're kind of worried about upcoming changes, anything at all, like literally email me at johnscottask@gmail.com. I'll be happy to go through them and do my best for you. So thank you very much for everyone that listened to this. I've been John Scott, and I hope you'll hear me next time.